What's up guys, I'm Mr. Audio, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. In this video, I'm going to explain how to figure out which instrument of yours is the lowest. Is it the bass or is it the kick? Because you don't want two instruments fighting for the same space. Now how do you tell? Well, knowing a little bit of music theory would help in this scenario, but let me just break down why I decided I wanted to make this video. Alright, so I had this production, and we'll get into it in a minute and I'll show you some audio examples. But I had this production where the bass just wasn't hitting me as hard as I wanted it to. There were pretty heavy guitars, very distorted. It's a pretty heavy rock song, and I wanted the low end to really sing, but it just never felt right. I had two instruments fighting for the same space. What were they? Well, it was the bass guitar and the rhythm guitar. The bass was playing the exact same bass notes as the rhythm guitar. Not an octave lower, the same notes. So, it kind of muddied up the mix, but there was no low end. So whenever I tried to boost the low end, it just didn't feel right, because the fundamental of the bass should have been an octave lower. Now, how did I figure this out? I decided I wanted to record me playing it on an actual bass guitar. So I grabbed a bass and tried to play what I had written for the MIDI sampled bass, and I realized I was playing an octave too high. So I put the guitar down. I went back into my MIDI, and I tried some things, messed around, made it an octave lower, and kind of messed around and got something I was satisfied with. And I was like, okay, this is how it's supposed to sound. Now, why am I telling you this? Because even experienced producers can make a rookie mistake when they're moving too fast, alright? I was moving way too fast and I didn't see what I was doing. Since I'd already rendered the bass out, I just had the MIDI frozen on a track to not interfere with my CPU. So after messing around with the MIDI and rendering out some clips, I had come up with a part that I really liked. And I realized that I would need a 5-string bass to actually play this live, because I go down to a C sharp. Anyway, what my point is knowing what notes you're playing, knowing the music theory of your whole production really helps drastically improve your mixes. Now, why did I tell you this whole backstory? Because I'm going to show you what it sounded like before and after. So let's give it a listen here.
And we don't talk about the things you did when you were drunk last night. There is no point in that.
Alright, now, like I said, the mix is subpar at best. Now we're going to listen to the fixed mix, and I'm going to show you what I did to fix it. Alright, so I'm going to unsolo this track here, and we're just going to play the mix.
And we don't talk about the things you did when you were drunk last night. There is no point in that. Oh, no, I knew this wouldn't last forever. Oh, no, nothing you say makes this better. And I don't wanna wake up.
I'm going to switch back to the other one. And as you can see, even after the chorus, when the bass dropped out, the kick still carried a lot of the sub energy, even though I let the bass be the lowest instrument. Now let's look at what I did to the EQs to show you how I placed them in the mix. Alright, so I've overlaid the bass EQ and the kick EQ together with that inverse link function. Now you can see that there's some differences here. The kick is being boosted here and here, while the bass is being ducked there and there. The bass is being ducked here while the kick is being boosted there. And then the bass is being boosted here while the kick really isn't doing anything. And I'm not taming any of the bass frequencies yet. I do that on a later EQ. I'll show you right now. So at the end of my bass bus processing, I have an EQ just kind of rolling off the low lows and kind of taming it up a bit. Here, check it out. Alright, so this is the kick EQ. Let me go back to the bass EQ. Alright, as you can see, I'm just rolling off a little bit here at 28 hertz. 24 decibel roll off. I could even go sharper, but I don't need to. But as you can see right here, I'm just rolling off the low lows to kind of tame it up a bit. The steeper the filter, the more of a phase shift it will introduce, but you will get a tighter low end. Alright, so here's the original bass notes that I was playing, and you'll see what I mean here when I play them with the guitar. But first I'm going to play the original bass notes and then the lower bass notes that I fixed them with. Then I'll play them with the guitar. So here's just the original bass notes by themselves. And here's what I did to fix them. Listen to this. As you can see, it makes a world of difference. Now let's listen to the chorus and see how deep it sounds in the chorus. Alright, so here's the original bass notes with the rhythm guitar. I'm just going to play just that so you get an idea. Now I'm going to play you the real bass and rhythm guitar mix. As you can see, knowing music theory really helped me in this situation. I fixed this mix just because I realized that I was playing the same notes as the guitar. Now, that's not saying if you don't know music theory you couldn't figure this out, but because when I grabbed the bass guitar and tried to play what I was playing on the MIDI, I realized that I was playing too high because I know where those notes fall, not only on the bass guitar, but on the piano roll and on the electric guitar. And that's because I know music theory. Again, if you get stuck and can't figure out why it doesn't sound quite right, you might have a music theory issue. So, that being said, that brings us to the conclusion of this video. There's some free effect racks down in the description if you're an Ableton user. And I'll have some updates coming soon. I know I've been saying that in the last couple of videos, but I actually have the updates finished. I just haven't edited my website. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Mr. Audio, out.